country's prospects.
Tanzania remains a friend for all. We are non-aligned but multi-engaged.
China's top diplomat tour yields results.
Tanzania has become one of the countries where the outcomes of FOCAC Beijing Summit have been most effectively implemented.
Good evening, I am Teddy Mparinyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, says Tanzania remains one of Africa's fastest growing economy with a 5.9 GDP growth and inflation maintained at a stable 3.3%. President Dr. Samia made the remark in Dodoma during the diplomatic Sheri party, insisting that the nation continue to pursue an independent path, often promoting neutrality, self-sovereignty and cooperation as non-aligned country. Here's a story by John Matias, read to you by Kanki Magumole.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan is arriving to attend a diplomatic Sheri party at the Chamwino State House in Dodoma, an event traditionally held to mark the beginning of the year with the diplomatic coup. President Dr. Samia used the occasion to explain the steps that Tanzania has taken after the October 29, 2025 riots.
Establishment of the Ministry of Youth under President's office to institutionalize the image of our next generation. But two pardoned 1,787 convicts associated with the unrest and violence of 29th October last year. Constituted an independent commission of inquiry in accordance with our constitution, and lastly, pledged to establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to proceed our new constitution process.
In a speech, President Dr. Samia outlines Tanzania's position.
Tanzania remains a friend for all. We are non-aligned but multi-engaged, bridging the Global West Concessional Support or the Global East Infrastructure Support. We seek sovereign pragmatism and engage in partnership that respect our autonomy while delivering mutual prosperity.
In the investment area, President Dr. Samia welcomes prospective investors to invest in the country, especially in the health sector.
Tanzania remains one of the Africa's fastest growing economy, with almost 6% GDP growth and inflation maintained at a stable 3.3%, really standing at 48.2%, below the threshold of 55% for low-income countries. I take this opportunity to invite the diplomatic community to move beyond traditional assistance and instead engaging with us in medical diplomacy by supporting our ambition to become a regional hub.
Earlier, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and East Africa Cooperation, Ambassador Mahmoud Thabit Kombo, outlined Tanzania's vision for this year.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation remains steadfast in its commitment to strengthening strategic partnership, promoting Tanzania's interests, and contributing to the regional and global peace and development.
On behalf of the ambassadors, the ambassador of Comoro in the country describes Tanzania as key and strategic to the region and the world. Diplomatic Sheri party marks the commencement of the year's diplomatic duties and to provide a forum for official communication and networking. Kanki Mwegumole, TBC.
Following President Samia Suluhu Hassan's speech to the diplomatic corps, focusing on country's peace, economic growth, regional integration, multilateralism, and other areas, TBC News spoke with political analyst and advocate for the High Court, Novatus Sigosha.
What we had today, as far as the president's speech is concerned, is a new foreign policy posture in which the president was trying to assert the confidence of the situation at home are setting a new diplomatic perspective. Number one, sovereign pragmatism, in which she said Tanzania is a non-aligned country, that we are not going to be pivoted to any ideological camp, or we're not going to be pushed to align to any country, but will forever remain a bridge in this multilateral order of the universe as far as diplomacy is concerned. So any country is welcome to invest here. Any country is welcome to come and do business in Tanzania. But also it was a speech assuring stable economic growth, because there are statistics that the country is growing at 5.9% and the inflation rate is being stabilized at 3.3%. But he also played a role as the head of state and the chief of state by doing what we call responsibility to protect, but at the same time, responsibility to palliate. If you could remember, she confirmed and apologized to the internet shutdowns that had happened in the previous elections. That means she's taking comforter-in-chief to Tanzanian people, at the same time to the rest of the diplomatic community. And that's the responsibility to palliate and the responsibility to protect. However, she also said that Tanzania will forever continue to be a bridge in the East African region. That means a hinged state in terms of security, in terms of markets, in terms of any relationship, be it diplomatic bilateral relations with the East African member states or SADC and the rest of the international community. And therefore, I think conclusively, I believe that it is a pivot showing how stable we are, how we are recovering from the situation, but at the same time, the confidence that this is a country like any other country that can be able to recover from challenges and can move forward as a sovereign country. It is enough in terms of having the confidence that there are possibilities. We can always heal, we can always recover, we can always move forward. And the sense of hope is given in this speech as far as the responsibility to palliate, because an apology from the head of state is more than you can expect.
In other news, Vice President Ambassador Dr. Emmanuel Nchimbi is expected to inaugurate a modern building for state leaders, well known as Presidential Pavilion, at the Julius Nyerere International Airport on January 16th this year. Speaking to TBC News, the Acting Regional Commissioner of Dar es Salaam, who is also the Regional Commissioner for the Coast Region, Abubakar Kunenge, says the completion of the building shows the sincere commitment of the six-phase government to make major reforms in the international airport.
Mheshimiwa Balozi Dr. Emmanuel Nchimbi.
Dr. Emmanuel Nchimbi will officiate the official launch of the VIP Special Guests Terminal at Julius Nyerere International Airport, Terminal 1. The building has been constructed by the government with the aim of providing services to national and international dignitaries, including ambassadors, presidents of various countries, and other distinguished guests.
Ambassador of China to Tanzania, Chen Minjiang, says Chinese government remains committed to strengthening bilateral relations and expanding cooperation across key development sectors in the country. Speaking to my colleague Kanki Magomole in Dar es Salaam, she says the recent visit of the Chinese Prime Minister in Tanzania, recently Wang Yi, who held talks with Tanzanian leaders, has paved way for deepened political trust, economic partnership, and regional cooperation, underscores China's readiness to work with Tanzania on infrastructure development, trade, health, and education.
Last week, the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi paid a successful visit to Tanzania during his trip to Africa. Your Excellency, could you please elaborate on the special significance of Foreign Minister Wang Yi choosing Tanzania as one of the stops for his first overseas visit in Africa?
This visit marks the 36th consecutive year that a Chinese foreign minister has chosen Africa for the first overseas visit of the new year, sending a clear signal to the world that China and Africa will always stand together. It also marks the first visit by the foreign minister to Tanzania after its new government was formed, fully demonstrating China's strong support for the government of Tanzania and close bilateral ties.
Excellency, could you share with us the important outcomes of our cooperation in various areas? How do you think we can synergize implementation of our development strategies?
There is an increased emphasis on local employment, skills training, and technology transfer, all of which have made significant contributions to Africa's economic and social development. China-Tanzania relations have set a model for the high-quality cooperation between China and Africa. In 2025, our two countries have made new strides in bilateral practical collaboration. Tanzania has become one of the countries where the outcomes of FOCAC Beijing Summit have been most effectively implemented. China remains Tanzania's largest trading partner for 10 consecutive years, with bilateral trade volume exceeding $10 billion for the first time. China has granted 100% zero tariff treatment for products under all tariff lines to Tanzania, promoting the export of high-quality Tanzania agricultural products such as honey, avocado, and wild aquatic products to China.
Your Excellency, as we look towards the 2026 China-Africa Year of Culture and People-to-People Exchanges, how do you think China and Tanzania can collaborate in this field?
People-to-people exchange are becoming increasingly closer. Take educational cooperation, for instance. The two Confucius Institute at the University of Dar es Salaam and the University of Dodoma, along with the Confucius Classroom at the State University of Zanzibar, have opened a window for Tanzania youth to understand China. Nearly 20 secondary schools and 10 universities offer Chinese language courses, while China has become the preferred destination for Tanzania students studying abroad, further strengthening the bonds between our two peoples. Our two countries should seize the year of people-to-people exchange as an opportunity to carry forward traditional friendship, strengthen mutual learning among civilizations, expand people-to-people exchange, especially among the youth, deepen exchange of governance experience, and jointly advance modernization.
Commissioner General of the Tanzania Revenue Authority, Yusuf Mwenda, says the Integrated Domestic Revenue Administration System, IDRAS, that is expected to be launched soon, will expand the tax base and enhance fairness in tax compliance across the country. He made the remarks in Dar es Salaam while opening a 3-day IDRAS training for tax consultants and auditing firms, insisting that IDRAS is part of the President Samia Suluhu Hassan's directive to ensure government systems are fully integrated to enhance transparency and accountability, adding that the platform will link TRA with other government institutions for efficient data sharing.
As we see it, this system will greatly support us as tax consultants and make it easier for taxpayers to comply voluntarily. We will educate taxpayers, and everything we teach them will be reflected directly in the system because it will be accessible and clear to everyone. We commend the government of Tanzania and the leadership of President Samia Suluhu Hassan for investing heavily in the establishment of this system, which will enable us to operate around the clock.
On the other hand, the chairperson of the Tanzania Association of Tax Consultants, CPA, Victoria Soka, emphasizes that the training will equip members with the skills needed to properly advise clients and support voluntary tax compliance through the new system.
As we see it, this system will greatly support us as tax consultants, and it will make it easier for taxpayers to comply voluntarily. We will educate taxpayers, and everything we teach them will be reflected directly in the system because it will be accessible and clear to everyone. We commend the government of Tanzania under President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan for heavily investing in the establishment of this system, which will enable us to operate around the clock.
The address system is expected to significantly boost tax collections and strengthen domestic revenue mobilization. In other news, youth unemployment continues to pose as a serious challenge in Tanzania, with hundreds of thousands of young people entering the job market every year and only a limited number securing formal employment. It is against this backdrop that a Chinese vocational college has partnered with the Kilimanjaro Institute of Technology and Management to train Tanzanian chefs in Chinese cuisine, a move that aims at equipping young people with practical, market-driven skills. The program comes as Chinese investment and projects expand across Tanzania, with Chinese companies increasingly active in construction, manufacturing, hospitality, and infrastructure sectors that demand specialized skills and cultural understanding.
So I hope we can push all the glass. We need a building or the system of glass, and we can sell the glass and push the glass to all the Africa. We can become the best of the Africa training school.
Here we have a student here who are cooking Chinese dishes. We call it Chinese cuisine. In our college, we have get this opportunity to have this Chinese cuisine. Most of people, they are afraid about the real situation of Chinese food. I think maybe it's because of the taste, but due to this cause, it can lead a lot of people to get employment opportunity. And as you can see, most of the students here are the girls who are seeking for the job. But also, I want to say to most of Tanzanians that this is a good opportunity, because once they are finished, they're going to be employed. And the salary scale will be huge, not less than 500,000.
Furthermore, student chefs enrolled in the program are calling on fellow youths to take advantage of such opportunities, saying the training is giving them hope of securing jobs in Chinese companies, as well as being able to start their own food businesses.
To advise my fellow students to join this class, because it is good to learn about other countries' culture and food, like Chinese food. It is good and it is precious for sure.
This is for 1 month, and then after this month, this company can find you the opportunity. Even if not find you opportunity, you can employ yourself, because in this country we receive different Chinese in different projects, so they need people who are aware about how can cook their food ingredients.
We know the Chinese culture is seeping slowly into our Tanzanian culture, so knowing these dishes will help us, the young people of Tanzania, the youths, to be able to employ ourselves, but also get employment in the Chinese organizations and companies.
Ugandan citizens today turned out in large numbers to exercise their fundamental democratic right to vote to elect a president and 353 members of parliament. The exercise began at 1 a.m. and ended at 4 p.m. with the presidential candidate through the NRM party, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, casting his vote at the Rwakitura polling station. President Museveni has appealed to Ugandans to maintain peace, calm and tolerance throughout the election period until the completion of this important national process and the announcement of the election results, which are expected to begin within 48 hours. Museveni has also commended Ugandans for waking up early and turning out in large numbers to participate in the voting exercise, explaining that the move demonstrates democratic maturity while also emphasizing the importance of respecting the election results and the institutions responsible for its management. In this election, a total of 8 candidates are vying for the presidency, with the main competition seen to be between President Museveni of the NRM and his main opponent, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, popularly known as Bobi Wine of the NUP party. And now, before we Wind up our local news tonight. Let us now have a look on today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday. Know all the latest in exchange rates. Sports news up next. In sports news, the Tanzanian women's national team, the Twiga Stars, have been drawn into Group B for the WAFCON Morocco 2026 tournament, which runs from March 17th to April 3rd on 2026. The other teams in the group are South Africa, Ivory Coast, and Burkina Faso. Speaking during the grouping, CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe says that this year's tournament has increased the prizes for the champion, while calling on football federations in Africa to improve payments to women's team to increase the competitiveness.
One of the things we're going to have to do is increase the prize money for the upcoming Women's AFCON. And also say what I always say, we've got to pay our female and women's players, pay them so much more. And I'm very proud, extremely proud of what's happening in many parts of the continent. To have a future as a woman football player must be as bright and as inspiring as to have a future as a young boy or a young male football player. So we have a clear understanding that the salaries, the prize money, what we pay our players, our women players on the continent, must be competitive, deep commitment. It may not, there are commercial challenges, we understand it, but we invest.
Before the grouping, various awards were given to those who did well in women's football. In 2025, where the best player for women's football in Africa is the leading striker of Asfar of Morocco, Sana Masudi. The best women's team of the year is Asfar, and the best coach is Lamia Mohamed, coach of the TP Mazembe Queens team. Group A consists of Morocco, Algeria, Senegal, and Kenya. Group C consists of Nigeria, Egypt, Zambia, and Malawi, while Group D consists of Ghana, Cameroon, Mali, and Cape Verde. The finals will kick off on March 17th this year at various stadiums in Morocco. And in other sports news, the Athletics Tanzania AT says it is coming up with a serious plan to develop as many athletes as possible among the youth so as to build their ability to compete in major international competitions. Athletics Tanzania General Secretary John Manyama says their strategy is to train enough young people who will help the nation win medals at the World Athletics Championships.
The training part and the programs are very important when it comes to preparing an athlete to compete in an international level. As far as the Athletics Tanzania is concerned, we are willing to assist where it needs, where it needs be for these young athletes to have the gist of the international competition.
So far, various movements are underway in the Federation to rapidly promote the sport that has begun to attract many fans. And that is sports news. And now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello, dear viewers, and thank you for joining us for the weather forecast. And by starting for tonight, to expect Kigoma, Katavi, together with Rukwa regions, are expected to feature with partly cloud condition, thunder showers over a few areas. Mbeya, Songwe, Iringa, Njombe, together with Ruvuma regions, are expected to feature with partly cloud condition, light rain showers over a few areas. And for the rest part of the country, are expected to feature with partly cloud conditions. And for tomorrow, we expect the wind to flow at the speed of 10 kilometers per hour over Lake Tanganyika and the speed of 20 kilometers per hour over Lake Rukwa together with Lake Nyasa, and also at the speed of 30 kilometers per hour over Lake Victoria together with the entire coast. And the state of the sea is expected to be moderate. And also for tomorrow, we expect western part of the country together with Rukwa region are expected to feature with particle condition. Thunder showers over a few areas together with sun periods. Mbeya, Songwe, Iringa, Njombe together with Ruvuma regions are expected to feature with particle condition. Rain showers over a few areas together with sun periods. And for the rest part of the country are expected to feature with particle condition together with sun periods. Let us see next 4 days forecast from different cities and regions. There are some light rain showers together with sun periods are expected. Dodoma, rain showers, light rain showers together with sun periods are expected. Mbeya, thunder showers are expected. Mwanza, thunder showers together with sun periods are expected. Kilimanjaro, sun periods together with light rain showers are expected. Morogoro, light rain showers together with sun periods are expected. And also for Arusha, sun periods together with light rain showers are expected. I'm Rebecca William from Tazama Meteorological Authority. Thank you.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night.